Guys, so this is just kind of gonna end up being a video. Just of me basically talking very calmly. It's like 12. And I'm sick. Yeah, so this was sprung up by the death of a rapper who I don't even really know. I never really listened to him because I'm an emo motherfucker. People call him X. I don't know what his full name is or his full title is, but all I know of him is that he was a rapper who got shot at the age of 20 this year. And although I didn't know him, I still have sympathy for him, of course. Although I know that he was homophobic and abusive, which is what I've been told by some people who weren't his friends or who weren't his fans, but they were telling me this off of basically just seeing people saying RIP, and one of them was just like, I don't know why you guys are mourning for him. He was a homophobic, abusive, horrible guy. And I'm thinking, although that may be true, you don't really know him. Like, you don't know what he's gone through. You don't know who he really is. All you know is the things that you have been told. And my thing is that you should really never say things like that if you don't know the full story, the full picture. And that's what got me into thinking. There are people in this world who, for some reason, they celebrate people much worse than X. People much worse than much worse than him. And there are people who celebrate Hitler's birthday every year. They celebrate his birthday, and they mourn the loss of they mourn his death the day he killed himself. Excuse me. My thing is like, don't you think Hitler is much worse than anyone we've heard of so far in 2018? And my thing is just that, like, Satan, or Lucifer, whatever he prefers to be called. Although we don't quite know if we don't have scientific proof that God or Lucifer were ever really real. A lot of us only believe in it based off of faith, not off of science or anything. And we're all allowed to have our different opinions about that. My opinion in particular, well, is similar to how Jewish people feel, which is that God and Jesus, which is that they were people, just like you and me. They were people centuries ago who lived similar to us. Well, aside from technology and all of our new inventions. And I believe that as well, but I also believe in several different studies and I do my research. And I have a feeling, like as in a gut feeling or a feeling in my soul, that Satan wasn't really as bad as we are told that he is. Because for all we know, he was simply an angel who got tossed down by God into hell because he was trying to be Lord. He was basically completely shut, and my thing is that I feel like he was completely shut down, ignored any possibility that he could be maybe as great as God. I mean, that's what I feel is the truth. That God just really couldn't handle another person stepping up to the plate and seeing, like, all he was doing, I feel, was trying to see if he could be as strong and as almighty as the old God. Or if he could belong to something, if he could be just as praised as God. And when all he did was try, and you can't blame a man for trying, when all he did was try, he was immediately shot down by God into hell. Sorry, excuse me. That kind of sounds like a certain president, a certain presidential election. And the thing is that Lucifer probably wasn't as bad of a guy as he seems. He tried to help those who were sent down there like he was, but because he had been down in hell for so long, all he could do was turn them into demons. And now they're just forever lost souls that are trapped just like he was. But it's been turned and completely transformed from what it really was, which was a place where God would put all those who would trespass, or all those who would sin. In my opinion, sin really isn't as bad as it seems, because in the Bible it's listed that it tells us that basically sin can be anything. If we define it as sin, as a bad thing, then it's automatically sin. And I just don't believe that. And there are people who believe the same as I do. That sin, what certain people believe is sin, is not truly that bad. Sin can be anything. If you say that it is a bad thing, then it is automatically sin. It's just the world we live in, apparently, when it comes to religion. And did you know, this is going to be a real wide opener to all those extremely religious people who decide to morph the Bible into something hateful. Marriage wasn't actually created by Christians at all, really. It was misconstrued. Marriage is not truly between a man and a woman, in which they come together and make children. Marriage is a law binding. As in, two people who love each other unconditionally through thick and thin, support each other, and they are married by law. And the actual definition of marriage, there is nothing that says that it must be between a man and a woman. There's not a single thing, in fact, that says it has to be between two genders. It basically implies that anyone can love anyone. Anyone can be with anyone. Anyone can do anything they want, basically. And guess what? Paganism and Wiccan religion was actually created long before Christianity and Catholicism. I mean, even before Jewish religion. I mean, Jewish religion is older than Christianity, I believe, at least. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that pagan and Wiccan religion are the two oldest that I know of in religion. And of course, there may be religions that I'm missing, but at least in the American area, paganism was one of the first religions, and if not the oldest, it was one of the first religions. And a lot of the things we know now, guess what? It was all made up from pagan religion, and it was adapted. And you know what? The almighty Satan, do you know what that god was made out of? A pagan goat god, who, in fact, wasn't even actually satanic in any way. It was a goat god. A god of... I'm pretty sure it was a god of justice and god of whatever else. It was a god of something that was good. But but we have morphed it into something completely unholy. And it's not right. And if I feel like if people who still believe in pagan and Wiccan religion, if we don't come together and try and stop the lies and and spread the truth, then we're not going to get anywhere. And the religions after us will continue believing that Christianism is the only religion, and that few religions are the only religions and are the first religions. And although we have Google, although we have Google and all of that, it doesn't at all really mean that kids will not, it doesn't tell them enough. And we need to be there to correct it. At least the people, and we need to tell our younger generations about religion, because religion at one point was something that controlled a lot. But don't get me wrong, religion has caused a lot of negatives and a lot of positives. But my thing is just that if we're going to teach religion at all, we should teach it the right way. And we shouldn't discriminate against those who do not believe in it or believe in a different way. That's just the truth. So let's actually do our research before we teach children about religion and tell them the truth about what probably truly happened. Satan is not as bad as he seems. God is not as mighty as he seems. And tell them about evolution. Tell them about the scientific version first, not the religion based off, and then teach them about both as a united front, because we wouldn't have one without the other. Bye. That was this midnight video. See you next time in the next video. I copied you.